Alright, what's up viewers and people who smell like sewers? Welcome to another video on the Sammy Whammy YouTube channel. Real quick, just wanted to apologize for not uploading anything in 5 fucking days. Trust me, there's an explanation for it, and that's it. I didn't feel like it. Also, how the actual fuck did 100 people watch my last video? That video sucks ass. I peeped my analytics and apparently a bunch of people came from a fucking Dead Space video, but fuck it. Today I'm going to be continuing a legendary legacy I've started on my channel. Almost 3 weeks ago I uploaded a video called Stuff I Hate, and that video got legendary amounts of views. I'm talking more than 1,000 views. And that video also got me 50 fucking subscribers, so I'm famous now. So I was like, you know what if I upload another video talk about shit I hate? Maybe that'll get me back on the map. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be talking about today. Stuff I Hate 2. I'll probably just call it More Stuff I Hate. Who gives a shit? So anyway, like, subscribe, do a bunch of other generic shit. Also comment on my videos because no one's done that in like 40 fucking years. Video time. Anyway, the first thing I want to talk about that I hate was actually stolen from some dude who was inspired by my original Stuff I Hate video. So yeah, fuck it. By the way, thanks for being inspired by my video. He also made a More Stuff I Hate video. But anyway, he mentioned something in his video that I always forget exists. He mentioned built-in tech obsolescence software. Basically, if you don't know what that shit is, it's basically a bunch of lingo for basically when you get like an iPhone or something and it just fucking kills itself after a year. Apple's really well known for doing this shit, and while they might deny it, it's pretty fucking clear that it's a thing. And being a curious goblin, I hopped onto Google to see if any other companies actually participate in this sort of shit. And surprisingly, I actually discovered that this shit's been around for like more than a fucking century. And according to that 2-second research, it was actually started by fucking light bulb companies. Osram, General Electric, and Philips formed this thing called the Phoebus Cartel. Like other cartels at the time, they'd control the prices, stifled innovation, and most importantly, they engineered their light bulbs to be fragile as fuck. Considered one of the first truly international cartels, Phoebus established a 1,000-hour standard for lamp life, enforcing fucking obsolescence to pump up its profits at the expense of consumers. Having 1,000-hour-long lamps is like not much. If you turned it on, it only lasts for 41.5 days before it burns out. And then the company get rich! Sadly, this fuckery lasted for like 15 years, but it finally ended when World War II started. Because of World War II, there were a lot more light bulb manufacturers entering the game, and because of all the new manufacturers making high quality products, the Phoebus Cartel couldn't control them. Because of this, the 3 companies in the Phoebus Cartel had to upgrade their products or else they go obsolete. So they did. And I'm gonna keep it real, I'm fucking pissed at the Phoebus Cartel for existing. Because of those assholes, tech obsolescence has become a super big thing. And thanks to those motherfuckers, my family stopped buying fucking iPhones. I can't play fucking iMessage games anymore. No, honestly, why does this stuff even exist still? Because Apple's a rich ass fucking company. Why do they have to rely on tech obsolescence? You guys fucking suck. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that fucking history lesson. I know it was long as hell, but it helped me convey my point. Another thing I hate is women who rely on chivalry. Sam, what do you mean?
This guy is sexist.
Hear me out. When you go on a date, who usually pays for the meal or activity or whatever you're doing? The man does. Why? Why does the man always have to pay for all the fucking shit? I can understand if you're being nice on a couple days, you're like, oh, I'll pay for you because I really like you and shit. But this has become an on-the-daily thing. Hell, sometimes I find these videos on social media of people interviewing women. In one particular video, there are a bunch of women who are like, oh yeah, the woman's the prize and the man is the wallet. What does that even mean? Do you guys have a fucking ounce of love for us? No wonder so many of you fucking losers are being attracted to all these rich ass men. Why? Because they're gonna buy you every fucking thing you want. And being women, you're always super fucking materialistic people, and you always want to buy your clothes, and you always want to buy your purses, and you always want to fucking post to social media how fucking rich you are. And no wonder so many people you get with 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old husks of fucking men who, because when you marry them and they die, then their inheritance is going to go to you, and then you'll get millions and millions and millions of dollars that you can spend on your own garbage. Or they get with really fat ass motherfuckers because they think that they're gonna die of obesity and then their inheritance is gonna come to the woman. And then they go on their cute little shopping spree and buy a bunch of fucking garbage. Jesus Christ, I sound like such a fucking nerd when I go on a rant. My voice is really fucking nasally right now, so I sound like the fucking actor Eddie Deason. You know who that guy is? I think he's most well known for playing the nerd in Polar Express. You know, the,
hey, you wanna know what kind of train this is?
fucking kid. When I go on the super fast rants, I start turning into fucking Eddie Deason. But I'm just trying to say, chivalry is so annoying now. I'm a fair person. Usually I like to have us split the money on dates. Or if it's my idea for the date, like if we hit up the fucking IMAX theater so we can watch the new Minions movie, I'm paying for it. But anyway, I feel like a lot of women rely way too much on men for it. It's obviously a common sense thing, and I do feel like a lot of women are pretty fair with it, but then again, there's also a lot of people who are just unfair with that shit. And the people I fucking hate the most are the women who get with those older men, like the sugar daddy shit. And I'm gonna keep it crystal, I do feel kinda bad for those guys. But at the same time, you have to be fucking tweaking if you think she likes you. Obviously, she's with your old fucking ugly ass just because you're rich. And she's gonna milk your money to the very last drop like you're a cow. Honestly, there are some men who actually do this for some older women, but like, who cares? But like 99.9% of the time, it's a fucking woman doing it. And for anyone who does and is somehow watching a Sammy Whammy video, fuck you. Now, this isn't just limited to money. Like, why does the man have to do everything? 99% of the time, the man asks the woman if she wants to marry him. And rarely, it's vice versa. Why don't you do it, women? Oh, cause it's you're a bunch of fucking pussies. Or at least, you have pussies. Now I'm going to keep it a $1.50 with you guys. There is a lot of social progress that I'm not the biggest fan of, but if there's one thing I am a big fan of, it's the fact that chivalry's kind of dissipating. Finally, the man gets the woman off his shoulders. Now the next thing that I hate is pretty fucking petty, but I still hate it. I hate it when quotes which are clearly wrong get used to no end. A lot of the reasons these quotes exist is because people are trying to disprove children from following in bad acts. And I can understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to build some more morality in the children. But the way they go about saying these quotes and spreading them makes it seem like they're true. They say these quotes like they're facts. For example, here's a fact a lot of people think is true. We only use 10% of our brain. No the fuck we don't! We use a lot more! Who started this rumor? But basically that's an example. Here are a bunch of quotes and a lot of motivational messages that people think are true. Cheaters never prosper. No! A lot of cheaters have actually become successful from it. For example, there's this famous gambler named Richard Marcus. Now our buddy Richard's game plan for gambling was to act drunk. If he had a losing bet, he'd take his high value chips, secretly replace it with a $5 chip, and throw it at the dealer. Somehow this worked. And using this genius game plan for gambling, he won thousands of dollars, and when he lost bets, he only lost a few dollars. There's a little more explanation to this that you can look up yourself. And let's just say he never got caught. If security checked the surveillance, they'd see it as a legitimate bet, so they wouldn't care too much. And also, since he only cheated on his losing bets, they didn't care too much because obviously why would you investigate a losing bet? And regardless of never being caught by the authorities, he now works for them. He now works against the cheaters, consulting for casinos and teaching them how to avoid being cheated. It's like that one time Pablo Escobar used to sell drugs to the CIA. The roles got reversed. Another popular quote that is fucking bullshit but still used all the time is that the customer is always right. So many motherfuckers act like there's no such thing as a crazy customer. Now I don't want to sound like a 14-year-old commentary YouTuber here, but the first thing I think of when I hear that quote is fucking Karens. Whether being super angry or sad in public, or just torturing the poor 9-to-5 workers who have to work at Target all day. Or they're thinking that their children Nevaeh, Beverly, and ABCDE are the most important people in the entire establishment. And so many of them name their children the dumbest shit. Some people source the names of Toas from Bionicle, some of them source the Skyrim or Lord of the Rings wikis, or some of them will just pull up a list of totally normal names and then use a fuck it upinator like Dr. Doofenshmirtz to make it sound as retarded as possible. And bam, in that one rant alone you learned a lot of other people that I hate, while I was just talking about Karens. Now obviously they're not the sole suspects of this sort of shit. There's always going to be that one super angry guy, or the bitch with super awful emotional issues, or just straight up insert any annoying customer ever here. And to everyone who's had a bad customer, I feel kind of bad for you. Hope you don't get them too often. And finally, a third quote that pisses me off just appears to be probably the most overused quote in fucking existence. And honestly, it's becoming less and less relevant the more time goes on. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Jesus Christ, that shit sounds like a fucking Shakespeare soliloquy. To be or not to be. But it's one of the most painfully incorrect quotes I've ever seen. And not to sound like you're a politically motivated loser on social media, but there's always gonna be snowflakes who are gonna collapse, fall to the ground, and start crying an entire goddamn river if you call them a bad word. And again, not to sound like discourse addicted Daniel here, but honestly, it doesn't fucking matter if you get called a word you don't like. All you have to do is ignore. And a lot of people act like that's not a viable action nowadays. Let's get up and scream at everyone who calls us something that we don't like. That's what I call change for the better. I love being a political activist. Now, I'm not trying to get anyone to cite anything that opposes me when I say this, but if Martin Luther King Jr. got called the N-word, do you think he'd give a shit? No, because what he's doing is a lot bigger. Sure, he'd get a little hurt by it, like, oh man, but dude, seriously, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there are some people who get offended by being called like idiots and losers, and like, honestly, no one wants to be called a loser. But seriously, Sticks and Stones is one of those quotes I want to become true. The day Sticks and Stones becomes 100% true is the day we get flying cars. Flying cars have become a fantasy since the fucking late 1800s, and the reason they haven't been invented yet is because everyone has been being dicks. And also, everyone's been taking those dicks seriously. Do not put that out of context, I'm begging you. But anyway, I just want to end the video here. In my opinion, this is the best video I've done so far on the entire fucking channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed it because I put a lot of work into it, even though it's just me talking over gameplay. I was talking to one of my friends on Discord not too long ago, and we came up with the idea of me making Stuff I Hate a series. You know how I have that People I Hate video? I can make the series called Blank I Hate. TV shows I hate, memes I hate, I don't know. Both of those ideas are shit. If you have any other better ones, just leave them in the comments. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. Like, subscribe, do a bunch of other shit. Halloween was a lot of fun for me, by the way. And now that it's November, I'm doing two things. First of all, I'm changing my gameplay back to normal, which is why it's Halo and not a horror game anymore. I kinda hated being stuck in that niche for a little bit. Fuck it, I did that to myself. The second thing I'm doing is just for fun. You know No Nut November? I kinda did that just for a little bit because I think it's funny. Plus, beating your dick isn't as fun as everyone says it is. And I haven't lost yet. But anyway, what this means is that the gameplay is going to be a lot more diverse on the channel. And I actually like a lot of games, a lot of different varieties and genres of games, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I don't think you guys give a shit. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, because this is where I get off. This has been Sammy Whammy. Peace.